Welcome back to the morning show on this Wednesday. It's time for Community College Connections, where we connect you with our local community colleges to learn more about the programs, opportunities, and experiences they have. Now, this morning, we're not taking a blast to the past to look back ourselves, but we're going to learn about it here, part of the history program at Richland Community College in Decatur. A chance to learn more about how they're teaching students about the past, whether it's here, around the world, or anything like that. And no more history talks for me. Let's bring in Janilyn Kocher here. Hey, thanks so much for having us.
Hi, thanks for having me.
First off, talk to us a little bit about your role here at Richland Community College in the history program.
I have been a professor here since 2003, and I teach both American and European history. And I like to say I'm a storyteller. I weave the threads of history together to give students a bigger picture of what's happening.
Now, I know that history is something that's really important, and it's always, it's found in more places than you would think. Yeah. Talk to us about some of the things that you're teaching and why it's so important.
History is important because it gives context. Most people are buried in their phones and they think history is not important because it's not happening to me now. But they don't know the backstory, and they need to have that context in order to understand how everything connects together. So I think, again, it helps people relate to what happened in the past, and also maybe gives them a little bit of exposure and maybe an understanding of, oh, this is why this is happening, because that happened in the past.
That makes sense. Now, tell us a little bit about some of the classes that are offered here. What does it look like to take a history class at Richland Community College?
We have a plethora of classes. We offer American History 101 and 102. We offer European History, which is History 111 and 112. I teach all of those. My colleague Steve Austin teaches Asian History, and we are both of us are working on some exciting new classes for next year, more of a global concept. So we're hoping to attract more students that way.
I love that. Can you give us a little more tease at all, or is this top secret?
Well, no, but one of us is working on global history, and I am working on a global women's history. So
fascinating, fascinating. Now I got to ask: is there a favorite moment in history that you have?
Too many to count, but we just passed the 250th anniversary of the start of the American Revolutionary War, and it's always fun to celebrate the beginnings of American history. So American history is my first love.
I love that. I love that. Now, real quick here, what's it look like for careers in history for students that are coming through the program? Is this something where they're heading into a field, or are they using this for classes, or is it a both?
A little bit of both. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of history majors, but a lot of students are taking these courses to satisfy their gen ed classes requirements. But history is a wide open field. If you get a degree in history, you don't have to teach, although that is a rewarding career. You can, it teaches critical analysis, so you could become a consultant, you can go into archaeology, you can go into museum work. There is a wide open field for history.
I love hearing that here. And then the last question I have for you, when we talk about history, let's say we've got some viewers at home. I know we got a lot of folks watching. What are ways that they can engage in history? How can they learn about the history around them?
You can get involved in your local historical society, if there is one. Read. There's tons of things to read. There are history books that are coming out every year that are always my favorite. And you can there's a bunch of information online. The Library of Congress. You can deep dive into archives. It's almost overwhelming. There's too much information.
And it's everywhere, isn't it?
It's everywhere.
It really is. Well, that's great. Thank you so much for giving us a little preview of some of the history classes here at Richland Community College. There's things that you can do as well for history in your local areas. Those, a lot of towns have those societies that they can be a part of and things like that. So it's really cool to just kind of learn more about the history of where you are and where things have come from and why they are the way they are today. So with that, if you want to learn more about the history program here at Richland Community College, we're going to connect you. Head over to our website, WCIA.com.